Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division under mixed martial arts rules. Introducing first, fighting out of the Brandon Dodge red corner. Please welcome to the cage, Rashaun Jackson.
All right, next person we're welcoming to the cage, Rashaun Action Jackson, fighting out of Fusion XL and the fight team, honoring U.S. Army Sergeant Demetrius Tucker tonight.
Quintessential 80s action.
Oh yeah, baby.
Action
you know
Jackson.
who that was? Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, yeah. Tore his arm off. Well, he had another one. Action Jackson trying to get the crowd pumped up here for our main event of the evening. This one is a professional heavyweight MMA fight, so it'll be 5-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds. You are allowed to knee to the head of an opponent while you're standing, and you can use the point of the elbow as a weapon, whereas in the amateur division, you have to land with the forearm.
Absolutely.
So that's the rule differences there.
And it's quite a weapon once you make that jump from amateur to pro and you know how to use that. I'm still kind of in shock about how the last fight ended.
Yeah, it was a shame. Wish a speedy and full recovery to Mr. Johnson.
Oh, the Viking God has appeared.
Yes, he has.
Must both be from Florida. And they're hog homies.
There you go.
That's what the shirt says anyway. Another big man. I mean, we had some big heavyweights. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, big heavyweight, but stacked.
Sort
you know,
of.
Guys that can do some damage.
You're sort of redundantly repetitive there,
Yes,
Todd.
we know. Sometimes you run out of words. You just got to kind of make things up as you go.
Extemporaneously, as it were.
And his opponent, fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Volkswagen of Lakewood blue corner. Please welcome to the cage, Kevin Sears.
Our second half of the main event tonight, King Kevin Sears, fighting out of V10 Gym and honoring U.S. Marine Corps vet Vern Earwood.
Kevin Sears, I'm not sure about currently, but I know early in his career he spent a lot of time training with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, he did. Bobby Lashley, I see every now and again, and Bobby Lashley living in Parker. So I see Bobby Boy talk about a mountain of a man
Oh,
there.
my gracious. All right, checking out our tail of the tape. Both fighters equal at 35 years old. Kevin Sears, 5'11", versus Rashaun Jackson at 6 feet. Both of them made the heavyweight limit. I know Sears had to cut down to the heavyweight limit.
Yes.
And a wrestler in Sears versus a striker in Jackson. And Kevin Sears, 8-6 in his MMA career versus the 5-4 Rashaun Jackson.
Big Mo getting things sorted out here. The Viking God's going to walk past us, by the way. Well, we started the card with 2 armbar finishes. Now we got the big fellas ending things.
Yes, indeed. Good way to finish off the show. A little pro MMA action.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is your Sparta main event of the evening. So I need everybody in the arena, from the rafters to ringside, and those of you tuning in around the world, to get up out of your seats, raise your drinks high, and get wild. Introducing first, fighting out of the Brandon Dodge red corner. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 262.4 pounds. He is fighting in honor of U.S. Army Sergeant Demetrius Tucker, and he fights out of Orlando, Florida. Introducing Rashaun Action Jackson. And his opponent, fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Volkswagen of Lakewood blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 263.4 pounds. He is fighting in honor of United States Marine Corps veteran Vern Earwood, and he fights out of Fort Morgan, Colorado. Introducing King Kevin Sears.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I know who Action Jackson's training partner is. Or one of them.
All right, gentlemen, professional MMA, main event of the evening. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Questions? Touch them up, back to your corners.
Kev Sears wearing the black and white trunks. Rashaun Jackson wearing the camouflage trunks.
And we go from 3-minute rounds to 5-minute rounds in pro.
Striker versus grappler. And immediately they show their game plans. The striker getting off with a series of knee strikes, as it was Sears, the wrestler, initiating the clinch, wanting to go for the takedown. Head control for Sears. I don't think he has a guillotine now. Didn't have his hands clasped.
No, Action would change levels right away and try to get that. Sears is a big boy to try to pick up.
Yeah.
Boy, loud corner too we're dealing with. I mean, it's right behind our mic stand. Ooh, nice big knee.
Yeah, that landed hard for Jackson.
Yeah.
Well done. Coaches always tell you strike on the separation from the clinch, and Jackson doing exactly that. Showing why he's a pro.
Yeah, Sears did a great job
uppercut.
too. Sears did a great job not hitting the back of the head too. He had the opportunity to do so. Sears goes down, and Action Jackson all over him right now.
A couple of big shots on his entrance to the ground by Jackson. Sears going to want to try to pull that left leg, or excuse me, right leg up toward his chest, get his knees down on the mat.
Turn into him.
Yeah, exactly.
Not let him now. He's got him up against the cage. That may not be a bad thing if you could build up from it, but right now Sears kind of trapped right now, doing everything he can. Ooh, big nasty elbow.
Hard shot. Wow, Jackson, excuse me, Jackson doing a good job with his body and head position, making sure that he stays above and over the top of Jackson. Basically, two guys on the ground in this position. Whoever's head is higher is winning the battle for position. Jackson winning that battle right now.
Well, Sears doing a great job staying in the fight and not letting. He rained down with a couple of big shots, but it could have gotten much worse. But Sears has got to get himself up.
Yeah, needs to get those knees on the ground, or get 1 foot planted at least, so he can work his way using the cage and wall walk.
Yeah, 252 is a long time, and there he is.
Oh,
trying to get up,
almost
got up, and I don't know if he slipped down, but he took another big shot while he was on the ground. Just was coming up, and he foot slipped from underneath him.
Yeah, that was a big shot to the sternum. That's an incredibly painful shot, knee strike by Jackson. And Jackson, good job of not hitting the head while he threw that strike, because it can be difficult to target that strike sometimes.
Good forearm work too, but when you look at Jackson, he's keeping that forearm down on his opponent's head, and Sears just can't do much with it.
And when you're 250, 260 pounds, that's a lot of pressure coming down.
Absolutely. Let's go with that left elbow. He'll start raining down shots with that left.
5-minute round, so we've still got 2 minutes left in this fight.
There's he's pinning his arm. Action Jackson's got the arm pinned down as Sears, his right arm pinned down, now working on his left.
Knee on bicep or shin on wrist, whatever you want to call it. definitely opens up a lot of striking opportunities.
There's that elbow right there in his face. If he can get free right there, start raining down, you in this thing.
Yeah, it's almost a crucifix position here for Jackson.
Nowhere to go, though, because of the cage.
Sears able to extricate that right arm, brings it into play for defense now, a little better position.
You know, for as many shots as Sears has taken, he took a couple on the button, but that was it. There's that forearm crashing down. Sears hanging on with 1:12 left in this opening round.
Short chopping strikes, but guys this powerful able to get a lot of strength in those shots. Transitioning now, has his legs free, does Jackson. Skips off to the side and then puts one leg back in. What he's doing there is he's controlling the right leg or the bottom leg of Sears, keeping him from being able to bring that up and plant it on the ground.
You got to take advantage of this if you're Action Jackson. I mean, I know he's scored, he's taken some shots, but you got your opponent in a situation where, as good as he's defending, right there. That's what I'm talking about. Put a big shot right there.
Exactly.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, when you use those elbows, you try to cut them up, you try to cut them open. It give you more of an advantage, but you got to give it to Sears for surviving so far.
Yeah, there's just barely 10 seconds left, barely more than 10 seconds left. So as much as Sears was in poor position throughout this fight, he kept himself safe.
And how about Sears getting a couple elbows right to the temple to end things up? Wow. He's going to feel that in the morning.
Yeah, it's, you know, it wouldn't be at all difficult to score that as a 10-8 round.
No.
For Jackson. Dominant position.
Yeah, I agree.
Enough striking. He never really, I wouldn't say threatened with a finish, but it was just such a dominant one-sided round for such a majority of the time. The 10-8 would be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. And listen, that was supposed to be where we're supposed to see more of those 10-8 rounds, and like the UFC and Bellator. Haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen a few of them, but there was like about a year ago, they were saying they were going to do more of that. Just haven't seen it. I believe that was a 10-8 round.
You're exactly right. The unified rules called for seeing more of that.
Ooh. Oh, Sears gave a nice shot to start this round.
Yeah, Jackson landed well also.
Sears trapped up against the cage, gives a knee right there. Back comes one Jackson. Jackson changes levels and goes down, trying for that double leg. And I mean, it's a big man to lift up.
Yeah. Well, for the fighter that listed himself as the striker, we've got him doing the wrestling.
Oh, big elbow. And then an uppercut.
Sears staggered a little bit there, I think.
Has he got that guillotine locked in a little bit? No.
Gains head control. Yeah, Jackson not even fighting hands yet.
Those are like love taps, you know?
Bink.
Does have a head control. Talking about Sears backed up to the cage. Can he crank on that? Does he have anything to crank with?
Not sure what. I think a mouthpiece came out.
Oscar's looking. What are you doing?
I think he's tapping out. I think he gassed.
What happened to him?
He's pointing to his heart, like, I don't know, maybe he just started having his heart racing for some reason. I'm not sure.
I think Sears is trying to figure out what it is too.
Sears just knows that he won.
I mean, Jackson put a lot of effort into that first round, dominated the first round. These are two of the most bizarre endings I've seen to fights, Gerald, since you and I have been calling them.
No kidding. No, reference kind of a famous Ken Shamrock fight in Pride where his heart rate just got so fast that he couldn't stand it, so he started yelling for his corner man to stop the fight, and sort of the line that came out of that, his corner man was named Pete, and sort of the line that came out of it was Petey my heart. I think we're seeing a little bit of that with Jackson.
I think it's his heart bothering. They're trying to cool him down right now. Because something's majorly wrong. You don't see that happen.
Yeah, I got the medics going into the cage. It's unfortunate to see that.
Well, you see what's going on here in the corner. Here's the replay on the Sparta Media Group replay. And listen, Sears is putting some weight on him. It's tough to breathe when you're bent over like that.
That it is. It's a lot of work. And like you said, trying to lift up another guy that's 265, you know, that's a lot of work. Go in the gym and try to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Oscar Martinez has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 20 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, King Kevin Sears.
Well, Kevin Sears goes home with the victory. We haven't seen him fight in Colorado for a while. Welcome back, sir. Have a chat with Miranda.
Not have been the way that you expected it to happen tonight, but I'm sure you're feeling good. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I never got beat up and want to fight before, but he was done. I had it locked. I had the guillotine in. He was already screaming. He didn't want it. He was quitting. But unfortunately, you know, it's not that cool to get a victory that way. But you know, a win's a win. Whatever. I'll just get back in the gym, start training. He's a monster, guys. Like, I understand. Like, I got my ass kicked the first round, but you get in here with that motherfucker, and you see what happens to you. But hands down to him. I want to thank my coach, Vern, thank all my corner, my daughter at home watching, my girls at home watching, my mom, all my homies, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for supporting. I'll get back in the gym next week, I promise. I'll try to put on a better show. But I'm telling you, that guy hits like a truck. I was wobbled at first, but, you know, I overcame and, you know, I got the win, so.
That's what the fighting's about, you know, overcoming and getting in here and getting the win. And at the end of the day, you won the fight, you know, fair and square. So congratulations.
Thanks. I want to thank Sparta Combat League, Jeff Cineros, and his wife, Becky. You guys are amazing. Thank you for giving me opportunity. And give me that belt, baby. I'll fight anybody. Bring somebody in. What's that fool's name from Dallas Cowboys? Hardy. I'll take Hardy. I know he just got dropped from the UFC, but I'll fight that fool. Whatever.
There we go. Thank you, everybody, for being in here tonight. That is your main event of the evening.
All right, fight fans, for Todd Romero, I am J.R. Gordon. Thank you for having been with us for Army versus Marines 13. What a great show it was. It was the return of Sparta CEO Jeff Cisneros. Congratulations on your successful road to regaining your health, sir. Everybody here appreciates you. We wouldn't be here without you. And we'll just want to tell everybody, check on Facebook and be able to see where our next show is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be coming up in June, I believe.
Look forward to being back in Colorado for the second time this year.
Good seeing you, JR.
Likewise, sir.
That'll
Enjoy.
do it for Sparta AVM 13 from Loveland, Colorado.